I'm Andrea. It's so nice to meet you finally. I know we spoke briefly on the phone to set all this up, and I really appreciate you having me in your home today. So as we kind of briefly spoke about when we set up this interview, just a little bit about what I'm here for is that, I'm from the agency downtown. I'm here just to kind of get a feel for your family so we can narrow down what parenting course will be the best option for you guys moving forward. So just to start things off, in terms of confidentiality, anything that you say to me here is going to be kept between us, with the exception of if you share that you think you might hurt yourself or someone else. In that case, you will have to get some other people involved, just because your safety and those of others is a really high priority there. But so to get started here, can you just share a little bit about what your family kind of looks like right now, or if there's been any big changes going on?
Well, as of right now, it is just me and him. We did also move out recently after me and my wife split up. And so, still kind of living out of boxes off of a big relationship change. So, yeah, still trying to navigate that.
Yeah, how long ago was your guys' separation?
A few months ago.
A few months. Okay, so very fresh then.
Fairly.
Yeah. Has Jack shared at all about how he's kind of felt about these changes?
Not to me, really. I mean, he kind of just isolates himself in his room if he does start to get a little overwhelmed. But yeah, other than that, I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. That's a kind of a typical reaction when there's a lot of things going on. But it seems like, you're trying your best here. So as we know, I'm kind of here to talk about kind of, that expulsion. So from my knowledge, I mean, the expulsion kind of stemmed from Jack having kind of a burst of anger that he couldn't really control. Does that happen at home too that you've witnessed?
Oh yes, we have gotten to our fair share of screaming matches before. Usually ends in nobody winning.
Yeah, what does that normally look like? Or is there any type of specific thing that'll trigger it?
Nothing too specific. I think it's probably just a build-up maybe. That would lead to me and him screaming at each other. Other than that, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's kind of bottling it up, and then it just kind of comes out however, in a moment that might not, be the best, So then when these things happen, kind of, how do you kind of handle it as a parent after these types of outbursts or disagreements? Kind of, what does that look like afterwards?
I try to give him some space afterwards just to cool off and for me to cool off. And then I would try to talk to him afterwards, explaining where I went wrong and he went wrong. Now, if any of that is stuck, I have no idea.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're putting in quite a bit of effort to try to, communicate with him and kind of get him to open up some. So then, since we are having to do the parenting classes, what is kind of your ideal outcome that would be best case scenario after all the classes are said and done, the ultimate goal?
Maybe being able to communicate better, help him navigate his anger into a better outlet so he doesn't, have a uncontrollable burst of anger at a very bad time. Maybe to understand what he's going through a little bit more.
Yeah, so it sounds kind of like you kind of want to really get that communication solidified, maybe get some better strategies for how you guys can get that communication down. Does that sound about right? Kind of what that goal would be is just better
Pretty
communication.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually have one of the 3 parenting courses that we offer is actually all about communication. So based on kind of that goal, would that be kind of one that you would probably lean towards wanting to take?
I feel like it definitely would be the best route to figure out why he got himself expelled.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So then I know this class is offered once a week. There are 2 time frames. So there's one at 4 p.m. that'll be in person, and one at 6 p.m. that'll be a virtual meeting once a week for the 8 weeks. Do either of those sound like they could fit with your schedule?
Definitely the virtual, because as I said before, I do work 12-hour shifts and at a very weird time. And usually I'm getting off at 4 p.m. So if we could do the virtual, that would work a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. So then what I can do is I can get that all you enrolled and all set up. What will happen is you'll get an email with a link and you'll just be able to log in and get into those sessions. Does that sound pretty good? Can I get that squared away?
Sounds ideal, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well then I will be in touch, and just check your email and you should be receiving that probably by the end of today.
All right, well, thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.